Hey guys, this is V Man from No Budget Productions for the episode of Critical, Not Cynical. And with me is Frank from Phil Ferret Productions. Frank, how are we doing tonight, man?
I'm doing fantastic.
All right. And also with us is Ensign Zam. How are we doing, Zam?
Good morning from London, England. I'm fine, thank you.
Good. And then we also have Cousin Cheeto. Cheeto, how are we doing, brother?
I'm milking Zam.
I love, dude, that is hot. I love it. Oh, my goodness. Ugh. Getting all jittery inside.
The milk's a little bitter over there, though. I mean,
It's sour, I know.
Well, we do have a new member of the family tonight. Zam, you want to go ahead and show us what you got going on over there, man?
All right, here we go. She's kind of climbing the walls a bit, but that is Jadzia Dax, my Kakarite parrot from New Zealand. You can't really see her too well, but she's kind of hiding a little bit behind this bit here. But yeah, she's I bought her yesterday, and I'm singing sweet nothings to her, so she gets used to my voice and used to my presence, and eventually I'll start putting my hand in there, so she gets used to that too. But I've been looking at methods of taming, and obviously them being used to me, and methods of her coming on my hand and stuff like that, and all of this. So I'm working on it, and yeah, that's her there, little Dax. I put her right next to my mirror as well. This is a mirror here, so she can maybe see herself and feel that she's not alone and stuff like that.
Do they mimic?
Mimic, yeah, I guess.
I didn't know whether they spoke or anything like that.
No, not yet. But she doesn't make much noise, which is one of the reasons why I got this particular species as well. I don't want a loud ow, 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 ow. Like, I got a video, by the way, and I'll share it to you guys. I went to the bird shop yesterday when I bought her, and I felt like I was in a fucking asylum. It was like, It was unbelievable. But yeah, she's a little cutie. When I saw her, I noticed that other birds were in pairs and she was alone, so that's one of the reasons why I picked her in that particular sense, and she was obviously a little bit stressed coming to my house and stuff, so I'm just trying to ease her in and get her used to me, and I'm, like I said, I'm following the methods of taming right now, so I'm teaching myself, I'm teaching her. It's going to be a nice little journey we're both going to be going on.
So cool. Are you going to get a second bird and name it Esri?
Maybe, but not at the moment. First of all, she needs to get. The thing is, I was close to getting two birds, but I was told that if I get two birds, and it's very unlikely that they would get used to me. They'll just be chilling with each other, and they wouldn't like me that much. So start with one, and then maybe get another one down the line. But I do plan to get her a boyfriend at some point.
And then you'll have three.
Yeah, maybe I will.
6.
Exactly. So yeah, but let's just get this camera back where it belongs, on my lovely face. All right.
so we can have Cheeto milk you again. That's where you want it. See, you know what the people want. I like it.
It's a bit of a milk toast game right there. I mean,
you know,
right on, man.
Vance, I just noticed that tonight's episode from Dark Armada is called Worst Nightmare. So in honor of that, I've decided to do something especially for Cheeto, and I'm very, very happy that he's here tonight. So
something for me?
Yes.
It's beautiful. Today is a good day to die.
I'm loving the hair, by the way, Frank. I'm loving that hair so much.
A whole bunch of milking is going to be going on later on this afternoon, huh? That's
awesome.
Oh my goodness. Just for you, Cheeto. Just for you.
And this is why our subscription count will never exceed 2,000. It's always gonna. We get up there, then Frank scares them away. Thanks, Frank.
And then they start
what we
dropping. Lost 500 in 2 minutes.
How did that happen? Unsubscribe. Shit. Thanks, Frank. Nah, see, that's good stuff right there, man. Good stuff. So with us tonight in the chat, we have a couple of regulars here. We got good old Daniel Vance, who says, "Good evening, everyone. Happy Friday." Good evening to you, Daniel Vance. And then we have Donna Parker, who she was given an awe. This was earlier tonight to Zam when he was showing good old Jadzia off. And then we also have Roy Ivy, says reporting in. Roy, always a pleasure to have you, my friend. So that's who we have.
Can I just quickly say?
Oh, absolutely.
To Daniel Vance, thank you very much for always commenting on my videos, mate. It's much appreciated. I look forward to a response from this guy every time I make something and post it on your channel. So thank you, Daniel. He's very supportive, and I do appreciate it very much.
Yeah, Daniel's one of those people. Like he's so smart. He's so clever, and everything he writes is, some people will just put like an LOL or a thumbs up, but he puts like he's so creative on the shit that he puts in the comments. Like you feel like you actually are holding a conversation, and I've had the pleasure to actually talk to him, for hours, in a sit down conversation, on the phone.
But if he's so smart and he's so, why does he follow us?
But I was gonna say
it's a hairstyle, Frank.
He talked to Vance for hours. Man, this guy is truly dedicated.
Yes, he is. Daniel, thank you.
It's all just a sidestep to get to Frank. Don't let him fool you. He doesn't like me. It's all for the fucking hair, man. That's
the hair.
All of you guys. Yeah, all of you guys are just using me to get to Frank. It's screw me. I don't matter.
I don't see.
But no, like
a bomb ass wig. So.
I've got a mullet wig. Trust me, I've got a mullet wig. I do. I had it. It's somewhere, and I swear to God, like when I meet Frank, we're gonna go to the bar. He's gonna wear his silver wig. I'm gonna wear my mullet wig. I'm gonna have to dig that up, and we're gonna have to take a selfie together. And the only picture where we're together, and that's gonna have to be, it. Because I tell you, I've got to find that thing so I can, be as cool as Frank is, or at least try. Because hot dog, man, hot dog.
Believe me, it's hot right now. It ain't cool, son.
Don't call me son. Yeah. No, the way you were fixing it was cute though. The way you were fixing your hair before the show. I mean,
just which way do you go when you're mirrored to yourself?
It was adorable. It really was. It really. Donna Parker says, and Ramona and me will disown you. That's that's marriage for you. That's marriage. It's all good. It's all good. So, all right. So tonight we have a wonderful film by Robert. It's not all about the hair, Frank. It's not about the hair. So we do have a film. It's by, I believe it's Robert Hurd, or how are you pronouncing the last name? Because Frank and I, we fuck up names all the time. How did you pronounce?
It's Hierd. No, wait a minute.
I think it's RD.
No, it's not RD. It's, let's see here. It's oh my goodness. Created by Showmore. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I was thinking of our line. Yeah, it doesn't have it on here. Okay. I think it's her H-E or H-I-E-R T. Hiert, I think it is. I think it's Hiert. Robin, I'm so sorry, sir. Don't shoot me.
Okay. Well, how we need whoever, like, again, we butcher names, so forgive us on that. Either way, talented individual, generous person, because he's always been, kind enough to answer questions, and whenever I've asked him to be in a cameo for something, he's always, generous with his time. Creative, awesome guy. So we're gonna watch one of his films tonight, called Dark Armada, Worst Nightmare. So we have a couple more people in the chat with us who joined us. We have Two Stroke Trail Roamer. Welcome. And we also have...
That's a lovely name.
And then we have Klaus Elberg, USS Eagle here, he says. And we are glad you're here with us, both of you guys. And all of you guys in the chat. If you guys haven't, hit the thumbs up button, hit the like. And I'm assuming all of you guys have subscribed. If you haven't, please do. And also, for our friends, Frank, if you can put the NerdTube link in the chat for everybody, so that whoever wants to, they can. Okay. Well, I don't know if it'll show up.
Cheeto has
it. Vance Hardcore pushed us. What was it? Was it last night or the night before? Just you.
Yep.
I showed up in the chat like at the very end, and Vance is like, "Oh my god, put YouTube, put NerdTube in the comments." I was like,
"Yeah."
Damn, I think this guy's a promoter.
Cheeto hasn't sent me the check yet.
Oh, it's in the mail, Frank. Now that I've seen the hair, I might actually have to send it.
Did it work, by the way? I just posted it.
Okay.
No, Daniel.
Thank you, Daniel.
Vance did, though.
Okay, Daniel. Yeah, that's Daniel Vance is so great for doing that, and thank you, Daniel. We appreciate it.
The moderator of dreams.
Yeah, he is. I moderate I try to add stuff to. I can only do it from my work computer, like adding stuff and taking stuff through my YouTube. But it try to connect to my phone and do stuff so I'm not. It won't let me do it. So I tried to get you guys on last night, but then since I have a new phone, it won't connect somehow, and I'm just like, I don't know how to do this. So I couldn't get the blue wrench thingy for you guys. Otherwise, you guys would have the same blue wrench thingy that Daniel has. So I digress. Once I can figure that out, you guys will have access, and you guys can throw the link up there. But for all of you guys in the chat, or those of you guys that are watching on the rewind, please go hit the go to the comment section, or just type in this address and go click on NerdTube, and go subscribe to their channel. They got a lot of different videos. Some of them you'll see on our channel, some of them you won't, but they got a lot of great content, great personalities, great people. And it's Zam here, Cheeto here, and they got another great guy, Boss Man, I think is what his name.
We're actually, sorry, just to promote, we're actually doing, is it when I say Saturday, I say tonight because it's 4:00 in the morning for me, but we're doing a wrestling roundtable, I believe, Cheeto. It won't be me personally, and I'm not sure.
So. I think Shredder and Boss Man are.
Yeah, we've got some hardcore wrestleheads, and Cheeto and I used to be massive wrestling fans, but we kind of moved on from that. But there's still some of our friends who are hardcore, and they'll be talking about wrestling. And tomorrow, Sunday, that is, I'll be talking about the football which has happened the weekend, or you guys, as you guys call it, soccer. And and.
Oh, did I note a little bit of sarcasm there?
God, trust me.
That's spitefulness.
You can Kill Bill, that's why when I hear soccer, man, it's like trigger warning, you know what I mean? But we'll be talking about that on Sunday. So we're very varied, anything that is just really popular, we just happen to be a part of and we like it. If not us in particular, then some of us in our group. So we're always, following the things that are really popular. So there's something for everybody with NerdTube.
And just one more promotion. remember, everybody, this upcoming Wednesday is Star Trek Day, so we have some Star Trek stuff coming out this Wednesday. That we have some pre-recorded stuff, and I think we might do something live. We're kind of working those details out now, but we got some stuff coming up. So there might be some more Frank hair going on around here. Yeah, so you don't.
Lovely.
Just remember, if you guys put me in anything, if you want me to help you out, I've got Built Quest that runs from 9 till around 10 o'clock, just to give you an idea.
Okay.
If Frank's hair is not incentive enough to go subscribe to these guys' channels, I don't know what is. Come on, guys.
I mean, look, we'll just all we need is the hair on like a mannequin head, and then we'll just have it. And you can go do Folk Quest, and we'll just have the mannequin head and hair.
It reminds me of Jason. It reminds me of Jason Todd's, like Robin costume after he gets beat by the Joker. That's going to be Frank Madonna, beats him with the, that's going to be Frank's hair,
I'll tell you what, if you guys go over and subscribe to NerdTube, I will do whatever they want me to say. I will do a promotional video for them that they can post on their channel. Just write it up, guys, and I'll do it for you.
Oh wait,
I will do it. I will do it with the hair.
Oh wait a minute, hold on. Me and Zam have got a confab about that later.
Oh yeah.
So in the chat, William Wells joins us. He says, "Hey guys," and "Hey William, well, thank you for joining us." And then before we start our show, Zam's favorite YouTuber here says, Daniel Vance says, YouTube disagrees. It's clearly soccer. So there we go. Zam,
he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. I actually, just to go on this, like somebody told me, and this was totally wrong, but some American person told me that the reason why you guys call your sport football is because the ball was 1 foot long from tip to tip. And I actually believed that bullshit for a long fucking time until I was corrected. I felt like a fucking idiot.
So Donna says, do you folks really want to encourage him? I've never encouraged Frank, and he keeps coming. He's like the neighborhood cat. I can't get rid of him. That's. Oh my! Is that a sex sound, Frank? Are you?
That's the cat doctor from Lower Decks.
Hey, we don't want to scare
the
bird.
So on this show, let me get this straight. We've got Cheeto milking Zam. We got Frank making sex sounds, and we haven't even started the show yet. Fuck, I love Friday nights, man. I love it. So on that note, Frank, go ahead and hit the show, man. Let's hit our mute mics and hit the show, man.
All right.
Chief Tactical Officer's Log, Stardate 661-12.1. We're returning to the USS Batavia again. Regrettably, our diplomatic mission to planet Wynok was far from successful. The situation in the Dark Hinterlands has been volatile for the 7 years we've been assigned to this region. Let's hope we can somehow convince Starfleet Command to...
What the? Celicia, you might want to come see this.
Computer, pause recording. Captain?
I found the Batavia, but she seems to be adrift. Dropping out of warp now.
I can't see a thing.
Me neither.
Perhaps it might be a good idea to restore power, at least backup power.
Should be possible, though I don't know why it didn't kick in when they lost warp power.
We can restore it manually, right?
That's right. We should be able to access it behind one of those panels.
Perhaps we should have brought a few flashlights.
Oh, no need. I know the ship like the back of my... Ow!
I see.
There we go.
I never doubted you, sir.
I know.
Restoring minimal lighting, Captain. He's dead.
He's also gone. I want to know exactly what happened on my ship.
Who were those officers?
Lieutenant Green and Ensign Baker. John Green joined the ship a few months ago, and Baker has been here since the commissioning of the Batavia. But what were they doing on the bridge? We have to...
You promised me, Richardson.
My God, it's Jay.
Alex, is everything all right?
You didn't see him?
Didn't see who.
Never mind, I must be imagining things. It's been a long day.
Captain, the ship has suffered extreme damage on the outer hull. Weapon systems and shields may be damaged, but I can't be sure with all these systems that are down. The best thing would be to restore warp power first.
Can you see how many escape pods were launched?
Only 5 out of 20 were launched. Another 5 were disabled during the attack.
I'm accessing the logs. It seems this ship has been attacked by some enemy vessel. Doesn't look familiar to me, but we have to check the Federation database when we have access again.
Alex, the Wave Rider is gone.
I guess they had to use it to escape. Can you get the internal sensors online? I'd like to know if anyone's still on board.
I'm telepathic.
Of course. Chief, can you sense anyone?
Unfortunately not, sir.
Then let's get this ship up and running again. Wait, where are you going?
Main engineering?
No, that will take way too long. We have a shuttlecraft. We'll just beam ourselves over there. Ready to disarm them. Computer, I would like you to scan the following.
Scanning. Atmospheric conditions are within parameters. Humidity is 37%. Temperature is 18 degrees Celsius.
Yeah. Computer, beam Katina and me directly to main engineering.
Acknowledged.
Lights, Captain?
Would be nice. Thanks. Now let's try the cold start warp core.
I wish Ayana was here.
Oh, don't worry. You read the manual, right?
Of course I did. But it's nice to have her around. I think I'm ready already.
Okay, great. Initializing cold start. It's not supposed to do that, I'm sure. The injector ports have to be properly aligned. Please check those again.
On it, Captain. How did Ayana join the ship, by the way?
She's a well-experienced engineer and was stationed on a Galaxy class with Captain De Vries. You might know him. We ran into him a couple of times. Anyway, she wasn't quite at her place at such a large ship and requested a transfer to a science vessel.
And that must have been around the time the Batavia was refitted.
That's right. The injector ports?
Ready for another try, Captain.
Initializing cold start. Antimatter flow stable. Injector ports are aligned. Looks like we did it.
I can't believe it.
Let's get the systems back online, starting with the...
Shields?
Apparently. Richard disarm them. Shuttle come in. Computer. Must have been the shuttle.
Captain, I can't get the shields up with so many damaged emitters.
Try to make the best of it, Chief.
As always, sir. Recharging shield emitters. 45 seconds.
Let's hope we can hold it together that long. Damn it, we can't even see what's out there. Come on, girl. I know you can do it. Give me something to work with here.
Alex, I'm sorry to interrupt your chat with the ship, trying to get us moving, but I can't access the driver coils.
What about the warp drive?
The injectors are locked, and... Oh no.
And what?
I think she lost one of her cells.
Not again?
We're being healed.
Oh, splendid. At least something seems to be working around here. Can you put it up?
Aye.
Well, Richardson, aren't you going to say hello?
Captain Chain.
Ah, you remember me. And do you also remember what you promised me?
Jane?
Yes, Chain.
Isn't he?
The former captain of your ship. Yes.
But aren't you supposed to be?
Dead. Yes.
Are you sure about that?
Why are you firing on us?
You tell me.
What the hell is going on here? This doesn't make any sense. The abandoned ship, Captain Chain.
What promise was he talking about?
Right before he died, he asked me to take care of his ship. But I've always feared that something might happen to her.
It looks like your greatest fear has become a reality. Captain, I think we need to evacuate the ship.
I'm not... Wait. Reality? Sakara Sapelolo.
Special one. You think it's me, Captain? That I'm the cause of all this?
I think you must be trapped in some sort of illusion or mind meld you subconsciously created. A new ability you might be developing.
Sounds better than some dead guy trying to kill us.
Okay, great. Now snap us out of this.
Well, Richardson, aren't you going to say hello?
Captain Chain.
Only five out of 20 were launched.
Let's get the systems. Bleh. Ik ging te snel, sorry. Ik ging echt te snel.
Dus het lijkt dat ze hand omhoog heeft. Dat gaat wel. Nou, denk gewoon. Zo ja. 3. Ja. Hier. Klaar?
Apparently. Ja, we kunnen hier knippen, dus zal ik ook vanaf mij zoeken. Let's get all systems back online. This.
engineering.
Acknowledged.
Okay. So we have the video. Okay, so the video's over. Okay. So before we do our reviews, Daniel Vance brings up one of his comments. He says, "I wish they were playing off of one another instead of just reading lines next to one another," which I think that's a critique that goes into not only this film, but I think just fan films in general. I know I'm guilty of it because I mean, there's a lot of times where people are just reading lines instead of reacting. So I think it's a fair criticism, not just here, but just in general. So let's go ahead and go clockwise. Frank, what were your thoughts on the film?
Well, I think that they overdid the buttoning. They looked like they were typewriting instead of actually hitting the buttons. And if you know anything about post-production, every time you make a movement on the buttons, there's supposed to be a sound with it. And this was told to many of us on the Farragut sets, especially we had Dean Rogers used to be a button pusher. And we have to stop him from, constantly hitting the buttons because they used to go nuts in post. I agree with Daniel too. They weren't playing off each other. It was just straight out dialogue, and there wasn't any highs and there weren't any lows. It was just flat. That's what I know. I think that's, pretty much. If William Wells said he didn't particularly care for the uniforms, that is something I kind of like the way they designed those. I thought they were pretty sharp looking.
No, Frank. William Wells said he liked them. I said I didn't care for them.
Oh, I apologize, William Cheeto. I don't care what the hell you said.
Yeah. I just didn't want William to get any of my hate. It's all my hate, and I want it all.
It's all my hate, and I don't care. I'm going to take my hair off.
So, Sam, what were your thoughts on the film?
Well, I thought the bloopers were far more interesting than the actual film itself, which is not a good thing because we actually saw some character from these Dutch people, and I assume they're Dutch when I saw the .nl at the end of their website. Yeah, they were the tone was the same in their acting the whole time, and they were just reading lines, and they weren't really expressing themselves too much. And that really meant I had no idea what the fuck was going on, at one particular point. And come to think of it, I have no idea what the fuck was going on. I mean, it looked like it was going to be a start of a really decent mystery. And then, what the fuck was happening? Was it a ghost ship? Was this guy, this captain who was dead, was he alive and only the guy could see him? I mean, I had no idea. It was really hard to understand what was going on. And plus that bird is a British slang for girl. She's like typing on thin air and stuff like that. When I see that in fan films, like, oh, that shit just really grates me when you're typing on thin fucking air. So yeah, I was expecting this to be good and ended up being shit, in my opinion. And yeah, that's all I've got to say so far. I might come back with more stuff. Cheeto.
Yeah, I swear to God, if I ever do a fan film, I'm going to make it so that they don't have to touch us. If there's green screen involved, I'm going to make it so that they don't have to touch a single goddamn button, because this right here, like whatever puppets they're trying to control up here, just I just can't. Yeah, I mean, it was okay. I mean, as Zam said, it started out a little bit promising. I can forgive, like, obviously the green screen and everything like that, but it kind of did fall apart, and it was very, and it was very flat. I mean, I'm pretty much echoing everything that these jamokes over here said. So, I mean, but yeah, I mean, there, the one thing is, yeah, like I was wondering if like that guy was supposed to be like a Q or like a PTSD type thing, or they didn't. They said this was episode 0, so I mean, I'm guessing this is like a prequel to episode 1. Like this is supposed to lead up to what happens in episode 1, but I kind of wish we would have gotten more. Like just
This was released April of 2013, it looks like. I have to give them credit. If this is 2013, they did a good job on the green screens.
And the green screens didn't bug me all that much. Like the green screens were fine. Like I didn't, I just the only thing that bugged me was the air typing. And you're right.
Yeah.
Like if you watch their hands in like the original series and in all the other series, they're not always pushing buttons. You see Sulu sometimes. I think Khan just kind of like resting his hands at some points. Like you don't have to always be typing something. Just you just kind of have 10 and 3. Like I.
Yeah. What we used to say is, sit there and maybe hit a button and then 10, 15 seconds later, hit another one. If you're in the shot, just don't sit there and, stare, but, don't go, as you said, don't go like this. That's, and I take that from a good director. Now, this may have been their first way out of the first time out of the stall, and maybe they hadn't developed it. I have not. I have to admit, I have not seen a lot of Dark Armada, so I'm not sure how it progresses as they get more down line.
For me, I found a lot of promise, and it was one of those things where it had a lot for the Star Trek world, and especially for the time, being 2013. For me, context is everything. Back when this was made, and again, I come at this from, I used to hate fan films completely. I when I would see
the irony of that when you said that. The irony.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, I used to look at all of them and be like, man, fuck this. So I mean, really did like. I mean, the it's always ironic because like you're one of my favorite people, Zam. Given our history, like that's irony right there. But like your stance on Menard 2, Hemorrhage, was exactly how I used to look at like say James Cawley's films, which are considered probably the best that are out there. I'd look at that and be like, man, this is fucking shit. Just because it's like I had such a low opinion of fan films in general.
I don't agree with that on if they figure that's one of the best ones out there. No, not me.
Well, no, but I'm just speaking in general. Like that's like that was my thought process.
Well, Vance the hair has spoken, so
mum's the word. That's it. That's it. That's bottom line. That's the period at the end of the sentence. That's it. I'm finished.
That blonde lady, by the way, that was she an alien or did she have battle scars? Because I thought she had battle scars at first, and then she's a telepath. Where the fuck did that come from? And like the fact that she had to go like this is like, oh god, yeah, stuff like that just jars me.
How are we doing today, Outlaw? Welcome this evening, my friend. It's glad to have you on, brother. But going back to, as I was saying, like context for me is everything. So when I watch this, I'm not watching at it from 2021 standards. I'm looking at it from, this is 2013, and the only Trek that we were given was the JJ movies. We were backtracking. We didn't have anything post Nemesis. And realistically, if we were going to get anything fast forward post Nemesis, it was going to be something in this fashion, which was a fan production. Sadly, it was going to be on a green screen. We didn't know then what we know now on how to do production values, which, you kind of have to take the good with the bad for what they were doing back then. The button things I've always found, and this is just my personal opinion, and this is a very easy thing to do, and this only is from the hindsight is 2020 mentality. If you're going to do the button pushing thing like she did, put something in front of, when you're in the editing process, just simply put like a keyboard in front of her so that her typing isn't so obvious, that she's on a typewriter or whatever, or like you guys were speaking, only press a button every few seconds. Don't make it seem like you're Data in Generations when he's singing Life Forms. To me, I have to look at it and say I can forgive all of those things because it is a fan production. So I tend to overlook those things. The thing that I don't care for is the thing that Daniel Vance brought up, which was they're not acting off of each other. Because I would much rather take a production that has no value in terms of production, but at least they're being what self-promotion. I love NerdTube, intent guys, but I would much rather take a production that has nothing, and at least they're acting off of each other and they believe in the characters and they're real and they're in the moment. Because take the instance, the scene where Frank and I are sharing a scene with each other, and I'm fucking screaming at him, and I'm yelling at the dude, and he's like, I forget what the line is, but he's like, he says at the end of it, he's like, son, and I yell at him, I'm like, don't call me son, and I just,
where's this coming from, Eric?
That's so British, that is, by the way.
Yeah, and it's like, I fucking yell at him. And I just go off, and it's like the emotion is intense and it's real. And neither one of us had any acting, like we weren't acting off of each other. We didn't rehearse together. It was just, I know how Frank reacts. He knows how I react. And we knew each other enough. We weren't close by any means, not back then, but we knew each other well enough to know this is how this is going to go. And that's how, if you're going to be that involved in the character, be involved. And when I act, I'm always 100% real in that moment. Like, you're not getting Vance Major, you're getting Eric Menard. I am 100% real. And that's the thing that I don't find as forgiving in this film. As much as I wanted to enjoy it, I couldn't, because the characters didn't sell me. And that's what I thought was really sad. I like the actor, but the character, I was like, give me more, make me want to like this more. And I know they have more in a series, and I want to watch that and see where are these characters going, because I know there's more. So there has to be something there I'm not seeing. But in here, I just didn't buy the characters. And I feel like if they were acting off of each other, like you said, the bloopers where they're actually reacting off of each other, that was some good stuff. And I wish that had been on the film, So that's my thoughts. Rebuttal.
No, it's hard to rebuttal that, because it's absolutely true. I know English is probably their second language and stuff, but you know who's also Dutch? Rutger Hauer, and he's a fucking good actor. Rest in peace, Rutger Hauer. So I just expected some more character out of these guys. I mean, what it is when it comes to acting is you can't have any personal inhibitions. You can't be so self-aware. You just got to let yourself go. You really do. You got to get yourself into that moment and not be concerned that you're going to be acting, no pun intended, acting really stupid around other people who are watching you or filming you when you're doing this. You just got to throw all of that to one side and just get into the character, get into the moment. And these people couldn't.
Especially when you have somebody there and you can feed off of them and make eye contact and discuss it. The problems that you have doing combox is you have to know the person. I don't know if I would do as well with somebody like Sean Reimer, since I don't know Sean that much, but I watch enough of them to look and analyze their character, and I try to sit there and I go, all right, if I was speaking to him, I know how he's going to respond. Like I said to one of my actors, I said, look at Shay, you are going to be playing against Jason from Avalon. You have to be persnickety. You got to be firm because he's going to play a wise ass. And then I showed her a couple of things of where he acts like that in other programs. So the more you know the person you're working with, and try to put yourself in your mindset, but like knowing what their mindset is, it's going to make it easier down the line. It doesn't always click, but that's what it is. Go ahead, Cheeto.
All right, just whenever you were done. And what is acting with other people? It's generating chemistry.
Right.
You know, like, so the problem is that these people aren't professional actors. Totally forgivable. Not all of us are actors. But that's when you kind of have to look and you have to find that natural chemistry between certain people. So, you know, I mean, sometimes like these two did not have very much chemistry. They did not have natural chemistry. And if they're not actors, they can't generate that chemistry between the two of them. So that's, I mean, because I mean, you can probably take two good actors who have no chemistry in real life, but put them in a room and say, okay, here's the scene, here's what you're doing, go. And they could probably generate that chemistry between the two of them where they could, you know, so in this instance of fan films, what we look for is that natural chemistry, because these aren't professional actors. They don't know how to generate that chemistry. And I understand, like, if they're two friends and they've always wanted to do a fan film together, you know, I understand that. But it's just like, you also need to be very aware of what you're producing, and you know, you want that natural chemistry. Go ahead, Sam.
Do we blame the actors necessarily regarding this, or should we blame the director? Because you know,
I think we should blame Vance personally, but
like you think of
you a dick.
you think of the Star Wars prequel and George Lucas.
I still backwards.
You think of the Star Wars prequels, and George Lucas hasn't made a film in a long time, and you can tell that's affected him as a director because the delivery of the lines in those prequels were very bland at times, and maybe a good director for these guys, these two Dutch people, would have helped them bring out more character.
I think if I'm not mistaken, I think Robin was the director on this, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong.
I don't think so. I thought I saw another name for director. I could be wrong myself.
Well, I know he does a lot of the behind the scenes, and again, I could be speaking out of turn. Like, all I know is the stuff that he's done for me, and it's always been great. So I know that he's used to doing it at this point in his career, obviously, and the dude's very talented. So I think there's room. Personally, I think that falls on the director, because I take blame whenever I direct a film, and I've made some shitty films. So for anyone out there that says I'm throwing, you know, crap at the wall, you know, for Robin or this production, you know, understand I'm the first one to take blame for my films because I've made some shit films.
Okay, Eric Van Derven was the director.
But I would say it does fall on the director. But as an actor, I do talk to the director and say, hey, why don't we try this? Because having played my character so much, even in the beginning, I had a little bit of flexibility to say, hey, why don't we try this? At the end of the day, it does fall on the director, because the director's job is to make the actors look good. The editor's job is to make the director look good. Again, it's a step up, so it does fall on the director for that. For anybody who is interested in making a fan film or just a film in general, here's a nickel's worth of free advice. A lot of it has to do with playing pretend. When I going back to the case with Frank and I, where we had the argument, and I'm basically kind of yelling at Frank. Both of us shot those films weeks apart, and we didn't rehearse. You know, we just shot our film separately, and the editor did it. But in my mind, I had to think in my head, who is it that, this character, obviously Frank represents, I'm pissed at. Who in my life am I really pissed at? Who do I have anger at? Who is it that I can build, bring this tension in my life, and I need to now let it go and just unleash. And that's what acting is all about. It's all about playing pretend. Just like when you have a scene that you're supposed to be infatuated with somebody, you don't be infatuated with the actor. You think in your mind, who have I been infatuated with before? And you just pretend that it's that person, and then you just go all out. That's one way to kind of break the it helps you kind of keep that. So when they say, okay, cut, you can cut all ties and let that shit go. But it's a way to keep the reality of the illusion there, and how to be real in the moment. And again, like I said, that's what was not here. And I do believe that falls on the director, because the director needs to keep those things in that world. But the one thing with this film that I thought was interesting and they never really addressed was the character, the captain that was on the screen. It reminded me of Finnegan from the original series, kind of the antagonist of Kirk in that one episode, where it kind of just keeps showing up. You're kind of like, well, what is this about? And we never really got that answer. There was just enough in this world, like, why are the uniforms different? What is going on in this world exactly? And there's just not enough. There's just not enough here to give us that satisfying answer of what is going on. And I'm very curious. And I wish we just got a little bit more answers, a little bit more time with these characters, and we just didn't get that.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
So there's a part 2. So maybe their acting gets better with each part, hopefully, and they improve on their craft.
Well, so wait. Oh, I was gonna say, let's talk about the uniforms really quick. What did you guys do? Wait, I was not feeling those uniforms.
I like
them. Are those uniforms from some Trek that I'm not familiar with? I've never seen those uniforms before.
25th century.
They were 25th century?
No, I'm just taking the piss. I just.
He said that with such a straight face. I knew you were going to go.
I was like,
good job, Benson.
Thank you. But I like them. Practical.
No, go ahead, Vance.
I liked them. Just from the fact that, you and I had a conversation this morning, Frank, about uniforms and about how yesterday's Enterprise, just the subtlety of the collars, a belt, and black cuffs on the sleeves. Those subtle things was enough to make me, fall in love with uniforms, and that's probably one reason why I am so obsessed with having such a huge collection. And I think
I'm getting holes in me.
Quit showing off, Frank.
No, I don't know. All of a sudden, I'm having problems with my green screen tonight.
But I think with these, obviously they're not the best uniforms, but I like them for the fact that they're different. You look at them and you instantly know, oh, it's from that one fan series. They're recognizable, and I like that. In fact, I'd love to be like, hey, I want to kind of reach out to Robert or to Robin and be like, hey, do you have an extra one that I can throw in one of my films just for, kind of a nod to you guys, because they're just visually different. And I love the comm badges they have. That was something that they have even to this day. They're really, those things are unique. They're fucking awesome. So I like them. I don't know if I would necessarily use them in mine, but then again, I hated the lower decks uniforms when I first saw them, and now they kind of grew on me. So I think with these, they're not so bad, and especially for 2013, for a fantasy series that was just starting out, it's pretty good. I can't say.
And that was before the guidelines, when people were using regular standard uniforms. Now there's another series that goes really strict to the guidelines, and that's Potemkin Pictures. and they're in the TOS era, where they have monster maroons. However, only the captain and occasionally one or two others will have a monster maroon on. The rest of them have, they'll have a white turtleneck or a blue turtleneck, and they have the rank insignia from that time period on their collars. And then they'll have the regular standard combat, or not combat badges. They weren't combat badges at that time. Now, to me, I'm not too thrilled with that, but the way Randy Landers is he is trying to stay within the letter of, if you're going to be using a uniform, it's got to be licensed. So his Monster Maroons are licensed, and he just uses the Mock Turtles, for the crew members. So it goes back and forth. But one thing that Vance and I have talked about many, many times is it's not so much the costuming, it's the story that's important in a fan film. Because we'll never hit that production value that people expect to see in Discovery or TOS had some production problems, but TNG and things like that, because we just don't have the equipment. I would say that something like Star Trek Continues and Phase 2 had probably better continuity than the original series.
Yeah. It's one of those things, the uniforms, I do like these fan series more because they give a variety of, like what they do on Star Trek Online. I was talking with Klaus Elberg earlier, and he brought up Star Trek Online, and I got to thinking about, because we were talking about background images, and I kind of got to thinking about, the different uniforms and such, when I saw these, the uniforms that they have on that game. And I do appreciate the fact that's what they do. That's what they do here. They have something that's a little bit different. Like I said, it's recognizable. That's why I have the Constar as a TOS ship, but it's got the blue nacelles. It's something that when you look at it, you're like, oh, I know where that's from. And that's exactly what you have here. So like I said, I can't really hate on it,
And the Harrison is definitely a Star Trek Online ship that is not in the canon at all. It's something that I fell in love with, and I said, okay, let's use this.
Yeah.
And everybody has their concept of the ships. When I first did Dreadnought Dominion, I was the first one that actually used a Dreadnought in any of the fan films for a main ship. Now it's
right. Standard. Right. Yeah. Now more people want to use it. Well, when you bring attention to stuff, that most people don't do, that kind of becomes the norm, yeah. So with that in mind, we've been here for about an hour. Frank, what are your final thoughts on this series of what you've seen, and is it worth coming back to, based on what you've seen here?
I would say that out of the box, they probably were like any other fan film, any other series, not used to working with each other. They had bugs to work out. As you said, we know Robin is gotten a lot more out there. I would say that it's worth to take a look. I'm always willing to take a second look at something. We've got some stuff out there that people don't care for, but I'll watch it because, once again, people have put their heart and soul into it. So yeah, I'd return to this and review another one or two of them.
Right on. Zam, what about you, man? What would you return to this for? Give it another chance, couple episodes, or?
I kind of agree with Frank. I think it's worth seeing if they have improved on their craft with further episodes. At the same time, if you are having a problem sleeping, you can watch the first episode. That's the cure for insomnia right there.
Right on, man.
Very well
Cheeto.
said.
Right on, brother. What about you, Cheeto?
I don't know what kind of monsters will sit there and judge somebody's labor of love and just rip it to shreds. I mean, those kind of people. There's a special place in hell for people like that.
Siskel and Ebert. That's all I have to say.
Look at Cheeto. You and I will be shaking hands down there. We're gonna, but all our other friends are gonna be there too. So.
I just want to add. Sorry, Cheeto. I just want to add to that. Like, if you put your stuff out there, it's there to be judged. Whether it's you put years into it or whatever, it's there to be judged. It's there to be criticized. There to be praised. So it's down to the individual to make sure they give us a good product, regardless of how much labor they put into it.
Well, and I gotta say, there's, being someone who puts this stuff out there regularly, we do deserve to be criticized. That's why we have a show called Critical, Not Cynical. Because we look at these things objectively. We would never go to someone and ridicule their family or something, and be a jerk or lambaste them that way. Like, we look at something and say, hey, this is what was appealing, this wasn't. But I think at the end of the day, like, we're all fair, we're all, dorks, we're all geeks. And we look at it as such, for me, I would certainly give this, a shot, a fair shake, especially knowing that they have, if this was kind of a one and done, I probably would say I wouldn't recommend this to a friend, because there's not much here. But knowing that this was a series and that it went for so long, I certainly would be like, I probably would run for the series once, because when you look at Star Trek: The Next Generation, they went through some shit episodes in the first couple of seasons,
and then the last 2 seasons.
Oh yeah, that too. But so, like, as even if some of the stuff in the earlier films aren't necessarily my cup of tea, or I kind of cringe on some moments, I probably sit through the whole series and be like, hey, where do these characters go, and give them a chance to take me on the journey that they want, So I'd be willing to give it a chance and see where we're at. So to anybody out there who wants to give Dark Armada, I was going to say Dark Frontier, that's Voyager, the worst Star Trek series ever. Had to get that jab in there. Anyone who wants to give Dark Armada, a fair shake, give them a watch, show them some love, because they're a wonderful part of the community. They're part of a cornerstone that I think, honestly, if they hadn't been doing their stuff, I don't think some of us would be around doing our stuff. And they've been around for quite a while. And I do plan to watch more, just to see where the characters are kind of taking us. So that being said, go ahead.
I interrupted Cheeto. I never gave him a chance to give him his chance to say something on this. Sorry, Cheeto. I do apologize.
Well, I mean, the only thing that I was going to add is that I feel like I can, like, what you guys were kind of leaning towards was, like it being the like the first Assassin's Creed game, like it's not that great, but it's still good, and I respect it for what it started. But if their content kept getting better,
right,
then that's if it broadened into something awesome, you can still respect the original product, even though it's not as good as what came before. But I mean, seldomly things are as good. Or seldomly things are not as good as when they came before. It just depends on the perspective.
Right.
I mean,
Copycat.
If you guys, go
ahead. Go ahead, brother.
I mean, if you watch Anchors Away, my first one in the Dreadnought series, you have so many holes you can blow in that. You guys anytime you want to tear that one apart, feel free, because I'll tell you what, I'll add to it.
And I, as part of No Budget Productions, has never made a bad film ever. So you can't.
No.
No. Copycat says, I like Dark Armada. The last episode was awesome. Well, Copycat, you like I said, I've worked with Robin. He's done a couple of cameos in my films, and I consider the guy a friend. I know the guy's a great actor. I have a deep amount of respect for his series, even though I haven't watched every single thing about it. So like I said, I love critiquing. I plan to watch more just to see where the characters end up. And Daniel Vance posts. I believe Fan Trek Production. Yeah, this is the YouTube link for them. Go check them out. Like I said, watch some of the episodes. Show them some love. They deserve it. Because anyone that puts themselves out there. I think they deserve the respect and the love of, it's not easy to do what we do. And Copycat says some cosplayers have big budgets and some have small, but it's the effort that counts. And you're absolutely right. You are absolutely right. It's a lot of people have, they never get past the initial, oh, I got an idea stage. It never gets fucking written, or they'll write something that is bigger than the J.J. Abrams films, and it never gets fucking made because it's like, that's not realistic, So at least these guys did something, and they are continuing to do something. So go show them some support, and just know that we'll be watching a film at some point in the future again with their stuff. So, so that being said, anyone else have any final thoughts on anything? Yes. Oh, go ahead, Sam.
Cousin Cheeto kindly mentioned earlier Assassin's Creed, and I just want to say that I will be playing Assassin's Creed Unity, the one set in France, on this YouTube channel. So keep an eye out for me playing that game. It's an awesome game, and it had loads of bugs when it was first made, but it's been resolved.
Plug.
Yeah, there you go. So I'll be playing Assassin's Creed Unity. I think I'll be playing it at some point later today. It might be too late for you guys because the time zone and stuff like that. But nevertheless, it's the weekend, so stay up, keep an eye out for me. I'll be playing that later on today as Arno, running around, parkouring all over Paddy, stabbing people to death. I'm sure you guys can't wait for that. And us Brits, we know how to stab. Trust me.
I can rent
we have
you
a bad
by
problem
night.
in this country.
Would you like to borrow this?
Oh yes, please. That's what I need.
Speaking of plugs. So we have a thing tomorrow night,
okay,
and I keep meaning to bring it up, and I keep forgetting. So we have a No Budget Productions roundtable, and it will involve several different of the content creators of this channel. I will be there. Frank will be there. You two gentlemen are welcome to join us, as you guys have been sent the invite. So if you guys are up and about, you're welcome to join us because you guys are content creators for this channel, and you guys are extended members of the No Budget Productions family. We also have several regular content creators on the channel who will be with us. I'm not sure who all will exactly be there, but it will be 8 o'clock tomorrow night, or what is today? Today's still Friday. Okay. Or is today's, right. Yeah, today's still Friday.
It's 8 o'clock. Oh, okay. So it's 7 o'clock Eastern.
Yeah, it's 8 o'clock Central.
2 o'clock.
Oh, 8 o'clock Central makes it 9 o'clock. All right. Gosh.
Yeah. So 8 o'clock Central, Saturday night.
Can we move your state closer to the Eastern Standard Time?
You can move whatever you want with that hair, Frank. You've moved me. So
maybe I'll wear this tomorrow night.
Oh, Lord. A question. Are you wearing anything from the pants down, though?
That's not a no.
That's good, man. That's how it should be. You think I've got nothing below here. I'm just wearing a shirt and tie for the sake of it.
See, I'm completely butt naked. That's why you don't even see me on screen. That's
awesome. That's the best way, mate.
That is it. See, we know how to get that.
Here's the reveal.
Party pooper Cheeto. Good God, people.
Copyright strike.
So anyway, this is what gets us taken off YouTube.
We go against YouTube community guidelines.
So, all right, guys, if you guys are, everybody in the chat or on the rewind, if you're watching this, join us Saturday night at 8 p.m. We're just going to be sitting there shooting the shit about what it's like creating our own content on the channel and just talking about, life in general. Oh my God, 2 Franks in one picture.
I need to get a selfie with this.
Frank, that is truly horrifying.
I love that picture, by the way. I love it.
You need to screenshot that. Like,
I love that so much.
That needs to be your new Facebook picture and everything.
What I will do is I'll wear, if you guys want me to do that, what I said, I will wear. I've got this costume, so I could do it like that if you want.
Oh, me and Zam have to confirm on that.
Oh yeah,
we can have some plans together.
Yeah, it's like the what if of the Star Trek universe, and I love it.
We're getting the baby oil out.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry, Zam, but even the Watcher doesn't watch that shit. Even he's like, "No, I'm out, dude. I'm out. Fuck this. No." So, all right, guys. With that in mind, everybody, Saturday night, 8 p.m. Please join us. It's just going to be us, talking the shit about all the stuff that we do, having fun with you guys, just like we're doing right now.
My daughter just came in. Hi, honey. Shannon Parker.
Right on, man. So with that in mind, everybody, please join us tomorrow night. Like I said, Saturday night, 8 p.m. It's going to be fun. About an hour or so. If you're with us, cool. If not, it's okay too. Watch us on the rewind. But with that being said, go subscribe to NerdTube. Their extended family. Go support them. Show them some love. Go subscribe to Dark Armada. Just type it in, Star Trek Dark Armada. Go subscribe to them. Show them some love. And that being said, be genuine, be safe, and keep on geeking on, guys.